What's happening, everybody? It's Danny here from My Haunted Project, and tonight we're at My Haunted Hotel in Chester. And guys, I'm going to give you all an insight into what it's like to work inside what is now known as the world's most haunted hotel. Famous for the My Haunted Project, has just released a series on Amazon Prime featuring this incredible 400-year-old building, and tonight we're going to give you a unique behind-the-scenes look into how our investigations run here with members of the public. We have got 4 rooms booked in, and we're going to show you everything that is involved. Guys, make sure you subscribe, and let's do this. So we are at 8 o'clock right now, and at 8:30 we let the guests up and we are going to brief them in this room. Now it is just me working tonight. The rest of the My Haunted team are currently at My Haunted Pendle Hill in Lancashire, running one of the lockdowns there. And obviously we have our USA location, My Haunted Manor USA in Columbia, Pennsylvania, which is also running investigations tonight as well, which is incredible. We've got 3 My Haunted locations running in 2 separate continents on the same night. Absolutely insane, and real credit to where this has grown to in the last 3 years. A very simple idea about installing 24-hour surveillance covering every single angle of genuinely paranormal buildings, and it has evolved into one of the biggest and most unique paranormal shows and experiences on the planet. So here we are in the function room at My Haunted Hotel. This is where we brief everybody at 8:30 tonight. And you can see this incredible building still has many of the original beams still here from 400 years ago. This building that you see today was built in 1622. And guys, you can go and watch everything that's been happening here over the last 3 years. If you've got Amazon Prime, head over, type in My Haunted Project, and you can watch the most incredible series and the most unique paranormal show currently out there, shot in a documentary format. Now, what we do is we brief the guests, and it is a very in-depth briefing. We never know what type of guests we're going to get here. They might be first timers, they might be coming because they think they're going to witness things flying around rooms and stuff like that. Or they might be real skeptics interested in investigating this amazing building. So we have to cater for all types of people. And what you see here, these are your My Haunted Hotel experience packages. These are fitted with your very basic stuff, things like EMF detectors. I don't hold much credence in them, but it's basically your starter package. The most valuable piece of equipment in here, radios. This is how the guests communicate to me tonight, and it's how I communicate to them. Because after 8:30 and after I've briefed them, we send them up into the bedrooms on this top floor. They'll have this whole building to themselves tonight, and they'll be locked down until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Guys, this is the My Haunted Hotel control room. Now, all of the My Haunted locations have control rooms where we have eyes on everything that's taking place in the building. This is our big screen in front here. And of course, the most important thing, snacks for tonight, because I'm going to be here until 1:30 in the morning. At that point, I go home, and the guests that are staying here, we've got 4 rooms booked in, will stay until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. They'll be in this building alone overnight. And here in the control room, I have eyes on everything, and this is where everything takes place. It's where I can keep my eye on every single camera in this building, and most importantly, I can debunk what they are witnessing. And most of the stuff that happens here is people say they'll have heard noises, or they may have heard footsteps, things like that. It's my job to then check back every single camera and either confirm whether it is actually unexplained, which is very, very rare, or actually find the source for it and show them why it's happened. We're all about educating people here at My Haunted Project. We believe in a very scientific and rational approach to our paranormal investigations, and you will hear me in the briefing very shortly say to the guests, it's very rare that you actually witness paranormal activity. Now, we do this for a very, very key reason, because if you've got first timers who've come here, they may have watched paranormal TV, they may have watched all the Hollywood movies, and they may think that there's demons everywhere, or they're going to get possessed, or they're going to see things flying around room. Look, it just doesn't work like that. we're all about educating them and showing them what a real paranormal investigation involves. And it's all about patience. Most of the time, guys, nothing happens here, but we do have 24 cameras rolling 24/7 just in case we do capture some strange activity that we can't explain. This is the camera system here. It is connected to an NVR system down here, so we can immediately cut the footage and we can immediately play back and check what's happened. And we're going to take you upstairs and show you around where these guests will be investigating tonight. Okay, here we go. We're going to take you upstairs. We switched into night vision because it is very, very dark up here. This may be a building fitted with electricity now, but it still very much resembles what it would have been like 400 years ago. So we're going to take you upstairs into the main hotel area. Here we go. So here we are, guys. We are on the top floor of My Haunted Hotel. It's split into 2 sections and we have 8 bedrooms. This is room 1. Incredible 4-poster bed here. Now, everywhere in My Haunted Hotel is themed to represent what we have found here over the years and almost test out something called the Singapore theory. So back 400 years ago, no one would have had electricity or anything like that. So what we have done is we've tried to make the light in here almost as if it's candlelight, because that's what the occupants here 400 years ago would have lived in, candlelight all of the time. It would have been very, very dark here. Now, this room here is one of my favourite. And probably the best experience I've ever witnessed here was going back about 8 years ago now, and I heard the sound of children running across the corridor, something that is very, very apparent here all the time. There's decades and decades of reports going back to the 1970s of the sound of children and children's footsteps. Here we are in room 2. Now, this is one of the most active rooms in the hotel, and I'm going to tell you why. What we noticed 3 years ago when we started this project, and we are now the world's most documented ongoing paranormal investigation, in this room we were hearing the sound of knocks, taps, really weird stuff. And I'm just going to show you what it actually looks like, not in night vision in this room. I'm just going to flick the IR light off my camera here so you can all see. There we go. Now, it's still light outside. We are in the summer months here. It is about 8:15. Look how dark it is in this room. Now, guys, the paranormal divides opinions. Many different people have many different beliefs. Some people believe in certain techniques, others don't. Me, myself, I'm quite skeptical and rational when it comes to paranormal investigating. I don't really believe in things like table tipping or Ouija boards, but we do have boards here for people to use if they so wish. But it's really interesting to see the psychological experiment when people go on Ouija boards, especially if they're first timers or they have a huge avid belief in Ouija boards. Really interesting one, and that's part of what we do here. Everybody is welcome to come here and to our other locations, My Haunted Pendle Hill and My Haunted Manor USA. No matter what your belief, whether you're a hardcore skeptic or you're an avid believer or you bang down the middle, doesn't matter. Anybody is welcome at the My Haunted locations to conduct their own paranormal investigations. Room 3. Room 3 is a very strange room. It's actually full of mirrors. This was designed for mirror scrying sessions. Again, not something I massively believe in. This room is a very, very quiet room, to be completely honest with you. Not a lot happens here, although we have captured the unexplained sound of a baby crying in that room there, which is actually the bathroom. We're now about to go into my favourite room, room 4. This is a personal favourite of mine because when I used to investigate this building back in 2015, I actually witnessed what I would perceive to be poltergeist activity in this room. Things actually started moving. Very, very rare phenomena, but it was incredible, and I caught it on camera as well, which is amazing. Now, this room is very special for one reason. In 1924, a sword was found under the floorboards of this room. Right where I'm stood here. It was found with a pair of shoes. And in our Amazon Prime show, we actually get the sword tested to find a date and perhaps find hidden secrets behind it. So guys, if you've not watched series 1 of My Haunted Project, which is My Haunted Hotel on Amazon Prime, please do so, because you'll get a real insight as to what goes on in this building. It is by far the best place I've ever investigated in my entire life. Now, room 5, guys, is a fan favourite. People who come here, people who have been 20, 30 times, absolutely love this room. It is insane. Now, all of our rooms are fitted with infrared cameras, and in room 6 we actually have 2 cameras. We have infrared and we have thermal imaging. Now, this room is famous for childlike paranormal activity. Now, there is a story with this room. Behind this wall is a void, which we were able to confirm when we sent one of our team members, Dan Callahan, up into the attic. He was able to get right down into this void, and at the bottom of that void is a wooden box, mysterious wooden box. For a whole year, everybody wanted us to drill into that box, but it was impossible to get down into it. So, in our Amazon Prime show, we found a way, and we were actually able to find what is in that wooden box. The sound of babies crying in this room, knocking on the wall, poltergeist activity with things moving, all very, very strange, and it all happens here in room 5. But I've made my way down to the other corridor now, here on the top floor, to room 6. Let's go and take a look. This is room 6. Now guys, room 6 used to be a lounge many, many years ago. It is one of the most active rooms in this building. We've heard all sorts happen here, and we believe we've even captured a full-bodied apparition moving past this window. We're on the top floor here, so it's not car lights or anything like that, and it really is an amazing room. Room 5 is just behind this bed here. It's always interesting to know how the 2 rooms are connected. Again, this room's covered in cameras. You can see one behind my head here to the side, and this is our thermal imaging camera here, so we can measure different heat sources and try to match it with any unexplained activity that goes on here. As we move out of room 6, we go into our museum. Now, this is very special because people from all over the world send us their supposedly haunted items. So these have all been sent in to us from people all over the world, including Japan. And here on the floor, if you remember me talking about the sword that was found in room 4 in 1924, well, there it is with the shoes right there for everybody to see. And I almost treat it like a trigger object. I'm a big believer that when that sword was discovered in 1924, that's when all the paranormal activity started to happen in this building. Almost a huge disturbance. That is all the rooms that are able to investigate here. We do have one more room which holds what is rumoured to be Britain's most haunted item, but the item has not been active. Nothing, no evidence at all has come from it in over 18 months. 18 months. That just goes to show how rare paranormal activity is. And here at My Haunted Hotel, the reason we are able to document so much is because we have 24 cameras covering every angle of this building 24 hours a day. On a day-to-day basis, hardly anything happens, but when it does, it is exceptional. And right here, where I'm stood, a couple of years ago, in the middle of a summer's afternoon, we captured a black shadow figure mass walking down, and it evaporated into absolutely nothing when the whole building was empty. It was one of the best things I have ever seen, and to this day it remains completely unexplained. This is a very special building. 400 years of history, mysteries as well. A lot went on here, and we have opened the doors to the general public, no matter what your belief system, to come in here and investigate in a healthy way, an educational way. We are bringing a really healthy way of paranormal investigation here to our locations. And My Haunted Hotel is the first of the My Haunted locations. There are now 3 in total. It's a very, very special place. And tonight, hopefully, our guests witness something unusual and unexplained. But if not, it's all about soaking up the history here and the stories that surround this fascinating building, which lies at the heart of one of Britain's oldest cities. Guys, I'm going to go and brief the guests now. Let's do it.
My old hotel, 400-year-old building, and because you're all paranormal virgins, this briefing is going to take a little while to go through. I'm going to brief you all on what to expect from tonight, how it's all going to work, and what happens when I leave you all in the building on your own at 4:30. Here we have cases. These are all your cases for tonight. Your most valuable tool in these cases is your walkie-talkie. This is how I communicate with you, it's how you communicate with me. I will be in a control room just through there for the entire night.
I'm just going to share what the room just quickly.
Absolutely, yeah, no worries. Guys, this building is kitted out with 24-hour surveillance, so 24 cameras covering every angle of the building. They look like them white ones there just behind your heads. My haunted project, guys, is basically built around the world's most documented paranormal investigation. We have 3 locations: my haunted hotel, my haunted Pendle Hill, which is in Lancashire. Everyone heard of Pendle Hill? Yes. My haunted manor, USA, which is in Columbia, Pennsylvania. So we have 3 locations, and they all run in exactly the same way. All built on 24-hour surveillance, documenting every single angle, and opening the doors to the public so you guys can come and investigate. My job, and the rest of the team's job, is to basically ruin your nights by explaining everything. We all work in a very skeptical, scientific and rational way. That's the only way to do a paranormal investigation, in my opinion, because if everyone was running around screaming at every little knock and creak that happened in an old 400-year-old building, we'd never get any work done. So my haunted hotel has been running for 3.5 years now, and during that 3.5 years we have captured some incredible stuff on the cameras here. But what I will say, paranormal activity is extremely rare. So if you think you're going to be here tonight and see things flying around rooms and white ladies walking into your room, pretty much guarantee that's probably not going to happen. Paranormal activity is very, very subtle, but what I will do for you tonight is put you in the best possible position to witness something. And obviously, this is the only thing where we cannot guarantee you're going to witness anything like that. It's just the name of the game. I would love to say to you guys, you're going to witness the best paranormal activity out there ever. I just can't promise that at all.
Okay guys, so the guests are briefed. We're approaching 9:30 now. They're all in their rooms. I've just gone up to check on them all, make sure they're all okay. We've got 3 rooms in instead of 4 now because someone got a date wrong. Usually happens. And yeah, so we've occupied room 1, room 4 and room 6. They've just started their investigations. Now these are all first timers, virgins basically. So it's going to be one of them nights where a lot of education and a lot of rationale is going to need to be provided, and I had to explain a lot in the briefing about that. But I'm going to show you the screen now so you can see the kind of setup that I'm looking at. So here we go. So as you can see, we've got a group of 3 here in room 6. They're just reading the info about the room. I've just been up to check on them. We have these guys in room 4 where the sword was found. And the sword was found just here by the side of the bed in 1924. And we've got these guys in room 1. Now, obviously, it's part of my job to ask everybody how they knew about the hotel. So these guys and these guys both saw it on TikTok, and these guys have seen it on YouTube. So all pretty good. None of them have watched the Amazon show yet, which I would advise doing to anybody because it gives the full, entire, in-depth story of My Haunted Hotel. And what we do now, we sit and we wait. Okay, so I've just done the first room swap. The guys from 4 have gone to 5, guys from 1 have gone to 2, and the guys in 6 are moving to the museum. Give you guys a look to see where everyone's at now. Here we go. So these 2 have just entered room 5. These guys have just entered room 2, and it's their audio we can hear right now. And the girls in 6 are just about to move over to the museum, which is this room here. So you're going to see them coming down the corridor now and into this room. And we'll tune into their audio.
Right, okay, I'll read it.
I'm just looking to ring numbers.
Is it this right?
That's his old room.
Wait, where did you say it was?
The library.
This is the library. Where's the show going? In here?
Museum, yeah.
In the free place?
I thought you were in the library.
There's the museum. There'll be radio for you.
We tune into room 5's audio now.
Creepy as
So that's basically what we do now all night, guys. We move people from room to room, and if they witness anything, they radio me, I check it back for them. We've had absolutely no reports so far, apart from the girls in room 6 earlier asking about the K2 meter, the EMF, and I was basically explaining how the radio can interfere with it and how mobile phones can interfere with it, so make sure you put your phone on flight mode, and when they radio me, it will set them off as well. So yeah, it's always very different when we are working with people who've never done this type of thing before, because their expectations are so high that they're thinking that, oh my god, I'm in a haunted building, I'm going to witness something, I'm going to see a ghost, and I mean that's just not really that realistic, unless you're very, very, very lucky. So yeah, I'll be back when something interesting happens. Okay, first moment of interest has come. A report in room 2, they heard something out in the corridor, and we're going to ask him exactly what it is he heard. Room 2, can you just explain to me exactly what it was that you heard?
Just the floorboards creaking outside.
Directly outside of room 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's heard floorboards creaking directly outside room 2. So what we're going to do now is we're going to check back that live footage, and I'm going to show you all exactly what happened. I've not seen this yet.
Is Billy or Sarah, the children?
Now you can hear 2 creaks on the floor. He goes outside. You can see him here. Check him. Room 2's just behind this sheet. Now we are going to check back.
It says on here something outside the door.
We are going to check back that exact moment that it happens. So you can see here they're sat still, and just before he gets up. Okay. So this is the corridor audio. Okay, you can clearly hear 2 creaky sounds here. Now, you can hear me on the radio to the guys in the museum who are way at the other end of this building through this corridor. The other guests are in room 5 here. Okay, I'm going to play this. You can clearly hear 2 footsteps there. Very, very strange. Nobody on that corridor at all. And if we pull up the guys in room 5, you can see them in room 5. And if we pull up the guys in the museum, there they are. Everybody is accounted for, and the guests in this room just heard 2 creaking footstep sounds coming from this corridor. I'm going to play that one more time. Firstly, from room 2's audio.
Is Billy or Sarah, the children?
So you can hear it there. He goes out to check. Now, if we rewind the footage, remember this is the raw footage. Here is where he heard it coming from, the corridor, and this is the corridor audio now. There we go. Very, very strange.
If it was Billy or Sarah...
Okay, second moment of interest has come in, and it's come from room 5. Room 5 is an absolute hotspot in this building, and they have claimed they've heard tapping in the corner where the doll in the white dress is, which tends to move by itself. That is a common occurrence. Now, I don't really need to check that back to know that this is going to be unexplained, but I'll do it anyway for the purpose of this video. And they've also heard 2 knocks on the door. So I'm just going to get that clear on radio for you guys now. I have just done that off camera, but guys, just to confirm, please, you heard tapping in the corner with the doll in the white dress, and you heard 2 knocks on the door. Is that correct?
Yes, that's exactly right.
We're going to check this back. Okay, so here we are. We are on 57 minutes past 9. They're about to hear the noises. I believe this is the area.
Oh, did you hear that?
Okay, so you clearly hear her say, "Did you hear that?" The noise comes from over here, they believe, which is a common occurrence.
See, that's the sort of noise I'd put down to like old building.
Very good approach, very sceptical.
What could that be then?
Just building creaks.
Should we check?
What do you mean?
Should I wait? Oh, no, that's not.
That was tapping.
Then they hear 2 taps.
We've got some tapping in room 5 over on the floating shelf by the dolls.
And that's her radio into me.
If you're here, do you want to do it again? Can you tap again?
I've got chills.
I think I'll try.
Stop it.
What? Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap.
There we go. 3 times. It almost answers him on response.
In room 5 that's responsive.
2, 3, can you do 4? Tap, 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 tap. Can we do 4 taps? Tap, 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 tap.
And that is 2 knocks on the door right there.
Oh.
2 knocks, clear as day, on the door. Alright, so as you can see here, we have 2 shots. We have the corridor camera and we have them in room 5. Now, remember at this point, the other guys are in room 2, which is just behind this sheet here. And the third set of guests are through this corridor in the museum. So there's no way that they can contaminate with noise. Now, they hear a knock on the door of room 5. And we're going to play that moment and show you the corridor camera. So the audio is from room 5 itself.
Can we do 4 taps? Tap, 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 tap.
Oh, I think I will.
Now we're going to play the corridor camera audio. It happens here. This is the doorway to room 5. As you can see, there's absolutely nobody there. We're just going to rewind that and play it from the audio on the corridor cam. There you go. You can hear it clear as day on the corridor. That is just confirming this is completely unexplainable. I'm about to radio the guys in room 5 and confirm to them that that is an unexplainable moment. Hi guys in room 5. Just to let you know that I have triple checked all cameras. I have got the audio of the what appears to be the knocks on the door from the corridor camera outside of your room and can confirm that there's absolutely nobody there. And I've got the audio from within your room and I can clearly hear from the audio within your room the tapping in the corner where the doll is, and I have absolutely no explanation for any of that.
Cool, thanks.
Cool, thanks. Cool. Interesting moment so far. We're quite early on here. 2 moments of interest, and we'll see what happens for the rest of the night. Well, guys, we are just before 11 o'clock, and things just seem to have just really gone quiet again. There's the odd thing that the guests are witnessing. There's a lot of outside noise contamination, which is quite common here on a Saturday night. It's why it's always best to probably come here on a weekday when it's not as noisy. But I'm just going to give you a look round the rooms so you can understand what people are getting up to. So we're looking in on room 2 at the minute.
The door was fell back. We'll kick her up then. No, I'm not touching her. You probably knocked her. I wouldn't do that to her.
We go into room 5.
Yeah, you're colorblind. How do you know what colour we're in?
This has been the room that has provided the most concrete stuff tonight. This guy's absolutely gagging for the doll to fall on the shelf. He keeps asking, bless him. And then our third group are here in the museum. We'll listen in on them.
Interaction with those.
Let me just give you a tour around with the camera system here. So up here is room 1. You can see nobody in there, completely empty. And we then move, obviously the guys are in room 2, and then next door to that is room 3, the mirror room, as you will remember from my tour earlier. And then we move over to room 4, where the sword was found. Then we move, got the guys in room 5, and room 6 is currently empty. So we've got the guys in the museum, and then we move over to room 8, which has got the Grace doll in. Very popular room, this one, obviously, with reputedly Britain's most haunted item. Again, a complete enigma. I have witnessed firsthand some absolutely mind-blowing activity come from this thing. This camera here actually captured the doll moving upwards a couple of years ago now. Absolutely astonishing to witness, and there's been all sorts happen in this room, but absolutely nothing for 18 months. Very difficult for people to believe in haunted items. Totally get it. We move across now the main corridor. And then if we move onto our next screen, we have we have the till camera here, and then we have our garage camera, which gives us audio onto the side street, which runs across the side of the building here on Castle Street. And then if we move to our next screen, we have what's known as the old brothel section here. And through this door here is where I'm currently sat on the left hand side in the control room. There's a door there. You take a right. The door to the left, as you can see, is through to the kitchen. I'll show you that camera very shortly. So, where were we? Yes, then we have our thermal imaging camera in room 6. Thermal imaging camera from the other side of the brothel, which is actually this camera here, as you can see. And then this is the infrared of that camera. Then we have our stair camera coming out of the function room here, and the stairs lead to the downstairs bar, and these stairs lead upstairs. We have a cellar camera. That's cellar 1. And that's cellar 2. There's the kitchen camera, and this door here is that door to the left. Gives you an idea of the layout. Kitchen's a really interesting area. I've seen all kinds of stuff go on in there. We have another till camera for security. And then we move to the third set of screens. This gives you an idea here. This is the actual wardrobe of room 1, which is like a lone vigil area. We've got a downstairs bar here, the booths area. This is our external camera, which is very, very valuable for debunking stuff. And then we have the main corridor upstairs again from the opposite angle. This is the function room area where we give the briefing earlier. The red room, which connects to the old brothel through here, and the function room to the right. alternative room 6 camera, and our corridor camera leading to the museum room 6 and outside of room 8. What's going on, guys? We're at 11:45. Just calling a break now. Some weird things are happening. We're going to catch up with the guests very shortly and get some kind of eyewitness accounts on camera.
Hey, so I'm Chris.
I'm Vic.
And this is our first time doing a paranormal investigation.
So where have you come from, guys?
So we've come from Billingshurst in West Sussex, which is just south of London.
Wow, long way to come.
Yeah.
And how did you hear about the place?
I found it on a Virgin Experience Day, so I booked it for a birthday treat.
Amazing. And you said it, obviously it's your first time doing anything like this.
Yeah.
What's your experience of the whole thing so far?
Mixed, yeah. Some rooms been very, very quiet, and then the nursery room, we've had a couple of experiences of knocking on doors and sort of proactive knocking from when we've asked it to knock a number of times, and we've heard quite quickly the knocks that we've requested.
We've also left, on a couple of the rooms, we've left our REM pod outside the room while we've been inside, and there's been no one in the corridor, and the REM pod has been going off almost constantly.
Okay, and what's your whole take on paranormal activity? Are you skeptic? Are you believer? Are you kind of down the middle?
I think I'm probably down the middle, erring on the side of believer more than skeptic.
And I'm down the middle. Seen something, especially sort of in the last couple of years. I saw something at a graveyard in the US. So yeah, it makes me think that there is something there.
Okay, and the stuff that you've witnessed tonight, have you been able to explain it? Have you been, what's your thoughts on it?
I don't think we can explain the knocking in the nursery.
No, the knocking in the nursery,
especially because it responded to what you asked it to do specifically
so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can use your imagination for some of it. I think.
Yeah, the whole way with the REM pod, we didn't look out of the door when it was going off, so yeah, we could have done that. But
we were saying earlier, there's a massive difference between the creaking of the old building and then the knocking that we heard.
Deliberate.
A real difference in the sound.
Yeah, and in terms of your briefing that you got ahead of the investigation tonight, now obviously you got it from me, but the whole team give the same briefing. Can you confirm that obviously we tried to actually say to you that not to expect anything at all to happen?
Yeah,
absolutely. We came into it, I think, expecting nothing, if not very little. So even the small amount that we had in the nursery was still, I think, more than we were expecting.
Yeah, we didn't want to come in and find things rigged up, magnets and drawers and things like that. And obviously we've checked and there's nothing there. But yeah, we were briefed quite clearly to not expect anything, and if we do get to hear or see or experience anything, that we would
lucky.
We're lucky, but also we'd try and debunk it first. Before sort of qualifying that what we heard, for example, in the nursery is what we heard.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much, guys. That's really useful for us, and thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Cheers. Thank you.
It was the first time he went to there, and then he walks that way, and that side jingled.
How long ago, guys, roughly?
The minutes, if that.
Yeah, okay, I'll check back now for you. We have 3 in room 8 at the minute with the grey stall, and they said that they've seen movement with the chain. So we're going to check this back live with you guys right now. So as you can see, this is the live footage from room 8, and we shall check back.
Look, the bell's moving.
Hold on, we need
The bell's moving, come here, look.
we need to get him to check.
Can you see? That's what I saw.
Hey.
Okay, so... Okay, so you can see the chain moving here. Now, I think
thought it was the bell thing.
I think straight away
It is moving.
that this is being caused by natural movement. I'm going to scan through it. It's always good to scan through the footage like this, frame by frame, because you can then see. Now, there's a lot of moving around. I think this is being caused by natural movement. Yeah. Nothing paranormal going on there, guys, so we are going to debunk that for them right now. We're going to radio them. Hi guys in room 8. So just to confirm that we actually think that's normal movement, natural movement being caused by you guys moving around in the room. I've gone through it frame by frame and I've sped up the footage as well just to check, and it doesn't really move in an unnatural way at all. So in my opinion, I don't think that's anything paranormal. There we go, guys. Now, for anyone who is not aware of My Haunted Project, what we tend to do is try our hardest to provide a rational explanation first. Now, what they're immediately doing, I'm going to show you this live as it's happening. They're actually walking around.
We can't get the bell to ring like it did.
So you're saying the bell actually rang, yeah?
It was like a tingle, like very, very small, but it tingled.
Okay, let me check back again. Okay. Alright, so what they're saying is the bells actually rang. Now that will be a lot more interesting. You see him trying to debunk this now.
What you made before.
Let me have a look again. Because the chain moving is just natural movement.
The noise I heard.
Yeah, come in.
Me.
Yeah?
I thought.
Okay, we need to find this actual moment.
I was going to start with simple.
Whoa, what the hell is that noise? Did you not hear that? That chain's moving. That freaking chain's moving here.
Did you knock it?
No, I didn't, no. It is moving.
It's bloody moving.
So that is caused by him walking out. The vibration on the floor causes the chain.
I thought he had the bell too.
Okay, so the bell doesn't actually go off. Alright.
It's a non-electric socket.
Alright, guys. Okay, roommate, I have checked back the footage again. So what happens is the guy walks out the room because he is trying to swap the radio, change the radio. As he walks out the room, the vibration causes the chain to start rattling, but I don't hear the bell on my camera sound at all. Now, if the bell has gone off, I would probably say it's because the chain has knocked it. But as he walks out the room, the chain moves at the exact same time, and it is being caused by the footsteps and the vibration of him walking out the room. So I honestly don't believe anything paranormal is happening there.
Okay, cool.
Alright guys, we got there eventually. Yeah, as I was saying, look, if you don't know My Haunted Project, this is what we're all about. We're trying to educate people. We try to explain first, which is, in my opinion, you can only do a proper paranormal investigation if you look for all the rational explanations first. And then if you can't find a rational explanation, you try to find a harder explanation. If you can't find that, you try to find any explanation at all. And if you still can't find that, then you're moving into the realms of paranormal. Now, when I say paranormal, doesn't mean it's evidence of ghosts. It just means it's a paranormal event. And that is basically how every single night works here at My Haunted Hotel, at My Haunted Pendle Hill, at My Haunted Manor USA. But things do happen in our buildings that you just simply can't explain. And the cameras just aid all of that. It's the correct way to investigate. You've got cameras covering every angle. You can replay straight away, check back the footage, and either confirm or deny for these independent eyewitnesses who have come in. You know, they're all of different belief systems, and our job is to help them and also educate them. And that is the way we work here. Some people may think that our locations are rigged with stuff. Absolutely not. This control room here is just a very messy, simple room with a camera system that we can watch back stuff. There's no buttons, despite what certain narratives will be saying. There's certainly no buttons on here. Any guest is welcome to walk in here at any point in the night. And that's the same with all of our locations as well. And there's certainly no speakers in walls or anything like that. It's just not what we're about here. The reason it looks like our locations are mad active all the time is because we're actually condensing, 3,000 hours worth a week. Basically, that's how many hours are being recorded across 24 cameras 24/7. It's over 3,000 hours a week worth of footage condensed into 30 minutes, 25 minutes. It's like a highlight reel of everything that's happened. So of course it's going to look like it's mad active. The reality is it can be very, very boring and tedious. I've sat here tonight, I've witnessed maybe 2 things, 3 things, and we're hours in now. That's the reality of paranormal investigating. But also you can imagine when people go on paranormal investigations, they're sat in one room without a camera system monitoring every single angle of a building. The amount of stuff they'll miss is insane, and that's why we're also enabled to capture so much here, because we've got cameras covering everywhere. So of course we're going to be able to capture more moments of interest than not having cameras everywhere. I hope that makes sense to you all. Alright guys, so we are at 1:05 now. The building has gone extremely quiet, and we've given the guests free rein to really go where they want. So I think a few are going to come down into this middle floor section here, which we call the old brothel. But let's talk about what we're actually doing here at My Haunted Project. My Haunted Hotel is open every Thursday, Friday and Saturday, every single week. And the nights run exactly like this. We may mix it up and improvise sometimes. We might do a group session and do some like hertz frequency stuff, which we kind of tend to experiment with. My Haunted Pendle Hill is open every single day of the week, available for private hire as well as big lockdowns. And My Haunted Manor USA is available for private hire as well as special events. And they all run in exactly the same format. 24/7 surveillance, monitoring every angle and opening the doors to the general public. And this is how it goes. Now this is just one night, and when we release our episodes, it's accumulated over maybe 3-4 weeks worth of footage. So that's going on for 16 different investigations. You've just seen one night tonight, so a couple of really interesting moments have definitely happened. But overall, large periods of quiet, and that is how the paranormal works. And I think sometimes that people who may watch My Haunted Project or know about My Haunted Hotel maybe perceive it to be something that it's not. They may think that because of all the decor and what we're doing here, because it's classed as a business, that things need to happen. Well, it's actually the complete opposite. As you've heard firsthand from eyewitnesses, we actually tell people the complete opposite. We say you're probably not going to witness anything. Yes, it is a business, of course it is. When you look at the SBR, they got their funding from the government. How do we get our funding to run nights like this? I can't offer my time being here for hours on a Saturday night just running it for free. I've got a life. I can't do that for free. So the public fund it by coming in here and investigating. And we are no different to any other paranormal events company, of which there are hundreds in the UK alone, hundreds more in America, who hire a building and then charge a ticket price to come and investigate. That's exactly what we do here. Except what we do here is we offer a very unique type of investigation, one where it's completely overseen. We have every angle covered. We can immediately replay the footage and show the guests. The guests can even come into the control room and oversee the entire investigation should they wish to. We are open to everybody from any belief system, whether you are a hardcore skeptic, whether you class yourself as a debunker, or whether you're an avid believer. Doesn't really matter. The doors are open to absolutely everybody, and what our job is to do is to offer our guidance when people want that guidance, and offer education when people want the education. Our job is to essentially ruin people's nights here by debunking what they think may possibly be paranormal, and that is the aim of the game. So 9 times out of 10, if you're running 16 investigations here a month, 13 of them may be completely quiet, very likely. Maybe you are lucky to get 2 which have bits of activity happen. But when it's all condensed into a half-an-hour highlight reel, it looks absolutely insane. And that's the difference between reality and what you see condensed into a highlight episode on YouTube. Everything that happens here is 100% legitimate, not staged in any way, and that's the same with all of my haunted locations. And the purpose of this was to give you guys an insight tonight.